Welcome everyone, thanks for being here this evening. Tonight I'm going to be talking about tips for home buyers in our hot market that we currently have. Before I get started though, I'd like to mention that I've placed a handout on all of your seats, so you can follow along with me a little bit in here. Now before we get to these all-important tips, I want to let you know what a hot market is. And this is on your page 2 of your handout. A hot market is also called a seller's market. Now there's many signs that we see that let us know that it is a hot seller's market. First off, a lot of properties out there that are for sale get multiple offers and there's bidding wars. For example, just today I got an answer on a contract I submitted yesterday for a first-time home buyer. His name's Nick, he's 25 years old. And it was his first offer that we submitted yesterday, and found out today he didn't get it, unfortunately. There were 11 offers total, and the listing agent told me that the one they chose, the sellers chose, was for well over asking price. So I believe that was probably at least $10,000 over asking price. We were only offering about $4,000 over asking price, so he lost out, unfortunately. There are also many other signs. For example, homes are selling for over asking price. There's fewer homes listed than there has been historically. I put a nice little graph here on the bottom of this page which actually shows you over the last 5 years the number of homes currently on the market. As you see at the bottom here, it is extremely low right now. There are almost no homes for sale. In fact, there's 3,500 homes for sale right now in the entire Metro Denver area in all price ranges. Last month, 2,300 homes closed, which leads us to what we like to refer to as realtors as 1.5 months of inventory. And the way that is defined is if no more homes came on the market, then we would have no homes for sale in a month and a half. This is very low. We say that a balanced market is a 6 months inventory. So anything under that is a seller's market, anything over that is a buyer's market. So we're in an extremely tight seller's market. Now there's a lot of things that a buyer can do to help themselves and to help their offer to get accepted. And that's where these home buyer tips for a hot market come in. The very first thing that all home buyers need to do, and this is extremely important, most home buyers aren't doing this, is you need to talk to a lender. And you need to do that as soon as you possibly can, because you want to get what's called a pre-approval letter. Most lenders out there are only giving you what's called a pre-qualification letter. All they do for this is they just ask you a couple of questions, they run your credit report, and they say, okay, it looks like you can probably buy a home. And then they give a letter saying that. If you will actually take that a little further, you can fully apply for a loan. The lender will actually run you through underwriting, and you will be fully pre-approved based on a certain price, like $250,000, for example. This will help a lot when you submit an offer. I can then give the other agent this letter that says you are fully pre-approved, you've been through underwriting, and you will get this loan as long as the property appraises. And there's some other conditions too, but that's primarily the main one, is if the property appraises. Some other tips. It's very important that you be among the first to see a home when it comes on the market. Most homes right now are staying on the market a day or 2 days, and then they're going under contract. So if you don't see it, came on the market this morning, you don't see it today, tonight, you're probably not going to get it. Many realtors out there rely on their clients to actually surf the internet, Zillow, Trulia, all these real estate sites, Realtor.com, to find listings to look at. You want to find a realtor who's going to not make you do the work. They should be doing the work for you. They should be looking every single day for properties that meet your needs and alerting you to those properties and then scheduling a showing for that day so that you can be among the first people to look at it. Another thing that you really need to do in this market is you need to remain flexible. Everyone has like a must-have list and things they like in a house. But in this current market, you need to be a little bit flexible on that. You may not be able to get all of your must-haves because it's just too competitive. And if you wait for that perfect home that's out there, you may be waiting forever. You need to just pick the best home you can find and try to get it, because that's what you're probably going to need to do. And a big tip, and this is really important, especially for first-time home buyers such as Nick, who I mentioned earlier, is don't give up. A lot of times these buyers in this market will get frustrated because there's just nothing for sale and they keep getting outbid on every single time they put in a contract. So it's important to not give up. You also should use a realtor who closes lots of transactions per year. The typical realtor out there closing 6 to 8 transactions a year is not really doing enough transactions to know how to deal with multiple offer situations and how the negotiations work after you get into that situation. So you want to pick a realtor who's doing lots of transactions. You want to make your offer as strong as possible, and that has several different points to it: price, contingencies, and terms. And you can read about all those in this handout. There's a lot to that. The seller price is not necessarily the most important thing to the seller. Some sellers want to stay in their home for another month after the closing, for example, and rent back. And if that's extremely important to the seller, and you can offer that to them, then that helps your offer go up to the top a little bit. You can also consider writing what's called an escalation clause into your offer. However, this is a risky move, and you can read all about it here in the handout. It's something you might want to do, but there are definitely reasons you might not want to do it too. And finally, consider writing a love letter to the sellers. A lot of sellers get multiple offers that are all practically the same. They might have 5 offers that are really similar. And this offer that comes in saying, they really love this home, they think it's going to be a great home to raise their child in, sometimes that helps. Sometimes that convinces the seller to go with their offer. So it's not a bad idea to write this love letter to the sellers about their home and how much you love it. If you will implement all of these steps and these tips that I outline here in this handout, it will really help you go a long ways to getting your offer to the top of that pile and to being able to buy a home in this hot seller's market. Thank you.